Hindsight 2020. As the very fabric of society keeps tearing and toppling, I strive towards a higher calling to serve my fellow man. Hindsight 2020, in other words, is the complete absence of my will and self, so that I can take down the big scores. What big scores, do you ask? Well, in the name of honor, integrity, determination, and fortitude, I will obtain the power by which I will be able to conquer all obstacles, and God will guide me. It has not been an easy road. Life is filled with house fires, addictions, divorce, toxic relationship problems, and on and on. How does one weather such storms? I could come up with a number of solutions to remedy such problems. For instance, this way by which I fight for my causes will make any one demon uneasy. I have a fierce drive and determination to see this through, and I will take no prisoners. There will be no quarter given to poverty, depression, and addiction. These are my enemies, and the power of the Almighty One True God will represent me in all of these foes. I will be protected, guided, sought after, and blessed through any situation that may come about. Without the Lord, I'm nothing. I can do absolutely nothing. The very breath of my lungs and life in my body is a gift from the Lord thy God. I acknowledge the great and awesome power of the one true God, now and until a judgment day. These attributes are forged in righteousness, and there can be no substitute for the many tools that are needed to subdue my foes. For the battle is not between flesh and blood, but rather evil spiritual forces of darkness that present themselves to me on a daily basis. How do you fight against these enemies? These spiritual forces of darkness that come in the form of despair, hopelessness, and failure time and time again, I will call upon the name of the Lord Almighty. He will lead me every step of the way to triumph, and my winning streak will not be tested. His winning streak, His glory, His power will not be put to the test. There could be no equal, no rival. There could be no resolution to your fate if you ride on the wrong side of God. Jesus is the reason for the season, and I will not relent. There will be no absolution, and I will not back down. The fighting is constant, and if you're not on guard, your whole house could be plundered by the enemy throughout the middle of the night. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly places. The tough part about getting started is having to start all over again. That's of no consequence to you when Jesus has your back. God is a good Father and will always go toe-to-toe with whatever ails you. He cannot be defeated. He will not faint in the day of that great battle. He will not fall. When Jesus rises to the occasion, He obliterates all of my opposition. He is faithful and He is just. And I tell you, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. Thank you, Father God, for your sovereignty, your grace, and your love. Your reign will last forever.